Hi everybody, I'm back. Yeah, so I out to get some shopping and stuff, so thought I'd come back on for a bit. So yeah, hold with me a second. Right, so let's how are we doing tonight, everybody? Hope you're all well. So is everybody okay? Let's see who turns up. It was pretty good earlier. I enjoyed the live. Had quite a good interaction and stuff. Yeah, there were trolls, but there was some good interaction going on. So I was putting the title about should poor people pay tax? I mean, like some would say we should tax the rich more and stop taxing the poor. What do you guys think? So some people say that if we tax the rich more, then they're just going to leave, but I'm not sure how many would actually leave, and some argue that they won't actually leave as much as what some people make out they will, like it's just some kind of thing that they just want you to believe so that people just, I don't know what you guys think. Like there's all sort of different thoughts on it, but welcome in whoever's just joined. Smash that like button. Thank you. How are you doing tonight, everybody? Hope everyone's well. So I just thought I'd come back on and just keep chatting really. What's this? It's not about speed, it's about perfection. Well, I don't know. We're talking about jumping jacks. Well, I was just doing like a fast pace one, but yeah. Hi, hello, Mar. How's it going? Last day in Florida. I leave for training for the Coast Guard tomorrow. I'm nervous. Well, good luck with that. Try to just take some deep breaths and it'll be fine. Yeah, you should smash it. Let me know how it goes. So, hello, I am Spirit. How are you doing tonight? Hope all is well. What has everybody been up to today then? But yeah, good luck with the Coast Guard thing, yeah. Hope that goes well for you. So, yeah, let's see who else shows up. It was a good chat earlier. I enjoyed it. It was good interaction and stuff, and yeah. I mean, hi, collaborations of curiosities. How you doing? Hope you're well. Hello, Mar. You're welcome. Cool. Master Yash, hi. What you say? What you do channel wise, says Renz. We do a lot of talks on things like different topics, anything from health, mental health, all the way to things like existentialism, philosophies, also sometimes politics, religion. I'll literally cover everything pretty much on here. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for the likes, everybody. My mom said the training is gonna brainwash me. Oh no, what you mean they'll brainwash you? Why will they brainwash you? Do I believe in God? Not the Abrahamic God, definitely not. Hello, Lem Inevitable. New lamp. No, it's just the new I'm just using my phone, that's it. Are you into fitness? What's your stomach like? Six pack or six flab? I mean, I've got some abs coming through, but I'm just working on it at the moment, really. Hello, Ryan. I'm trying to build muscle and try and get stronger at the moment because they break you down and build you back up in the military. Oh yeah, the military. Yeah, I thought you were talking about a Coast Guard or something. I thought you meant more like I thought you meant a lifeguard or something. I thought you was talking about a lifeguard. I thought you meant you was going to be like a lifeguard or something. All right. Oh yeah, that's the thing with the military is a lot of it's brainwashing. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll talk about my opinions on it all the other day about how I feel like the army gets brainwashed and then they're told that we're fighting this country for our country. Well, I mean a lot of people just end up not questioning orders. They just get programmed just to follow blindly and just blind obedience, which is something I really have a problem with. Okay, whatever. SC. What's that? You have a nice place. I like the rooftop style windows. Yeah, it's the top floor, so it's just yeah, I'm on the top floor in this place. So but yeah, so the question tonight is: should we be taxing the poor people? I mean, are they not already kind of struggling as it is? And then they decide to tax them and stuff. Oh, Coast Guard. Oh, it's part of the military, right? Yeah, hopefully you don't get brainwashed. Try not to get brainwashed, just yeah. But good luck anyway. But hi Kieran, how you doing? Tax the poor twice as much, really. Yeah, whatever. Hello, B Lion. What are you saying? Sorry, I don't understand that. Master Yash says I don't like Orthodox, rigid Catholic Christians. One should be dynamic and should also explore about the different religion. Yeah, I agree. Hello, Dodge. 60,000 men charging machine gun posts during the. What do you mean? Hello, Yadua. How's it going? Where am I from? Says determined. Adam, is it? So determined. Demom, is it? Hello, Gavin. No, I'm not Jewish. No, I'm from the UK. So yeah, I'm from the UK, and where are you all from? Dodge WW1. What about it? Hang on. Well, you're talking about 60,000 men charging machine gun posts during the Somme was mindless. In the war. There's a lot of things that happen like in wars where I'm like, it's like the Iraq War, for example, and they say, oh, it's because weapons of mass destruction or something, and it's like, but some say there was no evidence that there was ever such a thing as weapons of mass destruction. It was just an excuse to go and, to bomb another country so that they can get resources or something. That's what they're saying or whatever they're trying to do. Hello, Gavin. Not too bad, thank you. How was your day? Yeah, back again, Yeah. Jamie's back again. Yeah, welcome in here. I'm not defending Islam. When did I say I defend Islam? I don't defend any religion. I'm quite sort of indifferent, I guess, but I just don't like it when people force religion down people's throats and it's just whether it's Christianity, Islam, I don't care. If you're going to be like doing that, then that's just not how you're supposed to promote it, is it really? All that's going to do is just put people off even more, isn't it? When you think about it, it's just the best way to like, if you want to promote your religion, wouldn't you be better off just, not being forceful and just kind of, because that's what I see some people do. I mean, I wouldn't choose any. I'm not like, why are we trying to bring race into this stuff now? Do you think aliens do exist? I talked about this earlier. I'm like, I have no reason to really think that they do necessarily, but there is some strange things like the whole crop circle thing, but some suggest there were alien, so had something to do with it. But I'm like, well, if that's the case, then why don't we see them or something? I don't know. Some people suggest that the government might have some advanced technology and that's what people think aliens are or something. I don't know. There's all sorts of different theories that I can't really tell what is real, to be honest with you. But some are suggesting that they're gonna like fake an alien invasion as a way to try and bring about a one world government or something. What are your thoughts on that? Have anyone heard of it? A thing called Project Bluebeam or something that's meant to be like a fake alien invasion that they're supposed to be planning or something. If you show us your street, why would I show you my street? Like what you're saying, my friend served in Afghanistan and Iraq, yet he died on the streets of Birmingham, homeless. That's shit, and it is on about homeless veterans and stuff. It's like this is the thing. It's like they'll just discard the people who that these are just like collateral damage to the system, and then they're like, oh yeah, whatever, just throw them out on let them go out on the streets, whatever. Like they don't protect the people who, they've fought for the country or what they thought was fighting for their country, and then that's what happens to them. The government's absolute disgrace. They just don't give a fuck. They're just ruthless. That's what they are. Hello, Dacian Rest. Why would I go out for a sec? I don't know. Who sent 50? No one sent $50. I'm not a racist, no. MBWA, hi. What does that stand for? Hello, RK. Oh, what does all these things stand for? RKOXOTC. Why is there so many like names with like abbreviations like AB2911? Like, okay, that's fine. A lot of racist vibes coming from you, really. No, when did I put out a racist vibe? I mean, I don't. When did I say anything about race? I mean, you're just making shit up now. Okay, I'll just get rid of this spam from the chat, alright? I mean, you've already said like 5 times now, so what is going on with this chat? They're just messing around in it, just what is going on, eh? It always seems to be in chaos and stuff. No. Well, I was walking out earlier and I think I heard some people talking about some political kind of stuff. Pulling my leg. Okay, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Can't be asked for that really. But anyway, like the live guy's got 14 people, 3 likes. Come on, guys. Right, so yeah. Your streets are what? My streets are what? Sorry. My comments never get read. What? Sorry, was there a comment that I missed or something? Maybe I missed one, or maybe it didn't get through or something. Infiltrate. Well, you infiltrated, you're saying. NW will leave your house eventually, or what are you on about? What are you talking about? Are you trying to threaten or something? The NWU will leave your house eventually, or ATER. What is going on? Hi, Mick Lloyd. How you doing? Did someone gift you a membership, or did you do that? I don't know if did someone gift that to you or something. So I know someone was gifting out memberships. Hello, Shamir. How you doing tonight? Daisy and Rest says, come outside, chat with the mandem. The hell? What, you did that, did you, Mick Lloyd? Oh, cool. B Lion says, do you believe in God? I just said earlier, I don't really believe in like the, like the Abrahamic God. I mean, I'm open-minded. It's like, for all we know, we could be living in a simulation or something. It's like I try to keep an open mind until I have enough evidence to compel me, basically. But hi Ned, what you on about? Okay, well, just what's going on with these people? I don't know. I haven't really seen a lot of Robert De Niro and Al Pacino films, to be honest. I'm not really that big into films. I do watch some, but it's been a while since I've actually watched a film. Hello, Javid. How you doing? Hope you're well. Hello, The Shields. Oh, here we go. This chat has just already gone into chaos, and we're only like 15 minutes in. Master Yash says, bro, read my chat above what we're saying. Sorry. Where is it above? You said you put a chat above. Where is it? I don't see anything. Like, I've gone right above, and there's nothing there. I don't know. Maybe it's just not. Maybe it's being filtered. I don't know. But I can't see it. I can't see your comment. So, I don't know. You're an ass. What are you on about? I'm not an asshole. What are you on about? What are you saying? Fernie, how's it going? Oh, I'm not too bad, thank you. How about yourself? This chat is just chaos. I don't know. It's a mess right now, but so talking about like taxation and stuff like that, and what are you guys' thoughts on that? Should we be taxing poor people? We need to get into that. And I'm a waker. What's a waker? I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of idiots, but it's just tax the cat, tax the cat. Tax the super rich, says Daz. Yeah. But the thing is, right, what they'll say, oh, well, if we tax the rich, then they'll all just leave. Really? Is that really what's going to happen? Another one is, if we tax the rich, then, well, those are the people that create the jobs. Really? If anything, they actually take away jobs from the small businesses, don't they? Because then the small businesses struggle to compete, and then there's less of them around because of all these big corporations. So if anything, taxing the rich more would probably benefit, smaller companies more, wouldn't it? Because it's like I don't know, their assets can't leave exactly. So it's like, yeah, some people can leave if they're like digital nomads and stuff like that. They can easily leave. So yeah, the beefcake, how's it going? A lot of them have already left anyway, because they'll go to like these places like Dubai and stuff like that. Hello, Amber Faith. Are you against Trump? I'm not for Trump. I'm just kind of. I just think that the politics in general is just a psyop, and it's just it's just a mind fuck. It's I don't trust any of them. So I'm not just against Trump. I'm just like, I just think the whole system in general is compromised, and we have leaders who are, there's a lot of bribery going on, a lot of lobbying and stuff. There are forces beyond them. So it's like, I think that to me, they're a bit of a distraction, and, it goes deeper than that, is what I'm saying. Where am I from? Yeah, I'm UK, Heavy Rain. What's your name? Would you rather a weak leader or a powerful one? I think, if anything, a powerful one could be more dangerous if they know what they're doing. I am Spirit says, are you okay, Jamie? I'm okay, thank you. How you doing? Anthony says, no, Trump, weird, gotta go. I mean, like I said, I think they're all just, I don't know, they're all puppets to me. Like, we look at Biden, he was, supposedly he was like, demented or whatever. And you think to yourself, how is this guy leading a country? Surely there's somebody else pulling the strings there, right? So anyway, if you had to choose between taking a high risk, shady job to get rich quickly, or working a steady 9 to 5 like 7-11 just to play it safe, which path would you take? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to be doing shady things, because I don't really believe in doing bad things in the world. I think that, things can catch up. Oh, thank you for the super chat. You have the personality of shredded wheat. Oh, well, thank you for the super chat, though. I mean, yeah, you really, if I was really that bad, then why did you, have to spend that money on me? Well, okay. Yeah, Kamala is just another one hiding by, hey, it's me, Joe Biden. I'm the 46.5th president of America. Yeah. You're dead, says Tanner. No, you can't be dead if you're still here. Mick Lloyd says, we have a weak leader in Australia. Who's the leader now in Australia? I mean, I remember there was that dickhead in Victoria a few years ago with the lockdowns and stuff, and what was he called? Dan Andrews. He was a bit of a, I don't know, like, he just was really annoying and just come across really obnoxious. And yeah. Hello, Chuckster, how you doing? What, you're Albanese, are you? Welcome in any way, people. Thank you, still there. Thank you for the likes, everybody. Yeah, just something about that guy that it just seemed like a wanker, and like the way he was trying to, like, so authoritarian and stuff like that. It was like, they put them into like basically like these localized lockdowns in Melbourne and stuff, and the way that they did all that, and the way that they put them in, they even like, didn't they, like, the way that they would isolate people, and I saw stuff about they put them in camps and stuff at times, or no, was it hotels or whatever it were, isolation hotels, whatever it were, the draconian stuff that they had over there, it was fucked. I mean, anyway, hello, Infal, how you doing? Doesn't really matter who you get from politicians. It's always the lesser of two evils. Yeah, and they say the lesser of two evils is still evil, you know? So, I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention because to me it's all just it's all a load of crap, you know. We've got this Keir Starmer in, and people are saying, "Oh, Keir Starmer is terrible," but yet, you know, it was actually the Tories that that started all of what he's doing basically. So, hello Takeshi. Reminds me of Takeshi's Castle. Has anyone ever seen a game show called Takeshi's Castle? True crap. What's that? Oh yeah, free hotel. What are you saying? What we're saying here. What's it? You mean the Iron Ring? What we're talking about? Both are dreadful. Yeah, yeah. Hello, Mr. New Vegas. That was great. What was great? So great, so tremendous. This is my Donald Trump impression. It's like everything's so tremendous unless it's from the woke left, because they're not tremendous. They are very terrible. They're very terrible for our country. They're all such crybabies. So huge. I had hopes for Starmer mostly because they weren't Tories. Well, that's the thing, is that, got mistaken, unfortunately. It seems like the Labour Party have not been good for a long time, since Blair, basically. I mean, Blair was, he wasn't exactly good, was he, really? Hello, Kaname. I am Spirit says, what about that black metal thing? Black metal thing? You know about the bike behind me? I thought you meant about the music genre. Satan! 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 I love Satan! I worship Satan! That's black metal. Well, that's like the vocals. Nothing like a better Norwegian black metal. Oh yeah, yeah, Norwegian black metal. Yeah, yeah. It's some of them are legitimately like Satanist. Though I've seen some of them. There was a band called Burzum, and they actually the guy from the vocalist from it did some really fucked up shit. I think. Wasn't there some like church burnings or some shit that happened because of bands like that? You know, it was fucked. Like they're legitimately like satanic. Some of them, they're not. Some of it's not just like some kind of aesthetic. Some of them legitimately are Satanists. And yeah, yeah, it's fucked, isn't it? Yeah, what was it? Yeah, Burzum. It was. I'm surprised a lot of you guys know about that stuff, but apparently he made some music while he was in jail or something. It was more like an ambient kind of music or something. Saint Crit, hello, bro. There's a new game out on Steam. Have you played Hemorrhoid Hunters? That sounds fake. I mean, Hemorrhoid Hunters. Come on, that's not real, is it? Hello, Christopher. How you doing? Mister Keeps on Ticking. Hello. Hope you're doing well. What's your name? Hope you've all had a good day today. Yeah, yeah. So I'm from the UK. Oh yeah, Motorhead. Yeah, Motorhead's good. Yeah, Ace of Spades. Has anyone ever played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3? It was actually on there. And then on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, it had AC/DC. You know that song that goes TNT and Dynamite? You know that one? That one was on that game. How is job market for finance industry in UK? I mean, I don't really know about that. It's not something but I don't know. Does anyone know anything about finance? Oh yeah, AC/DC. Yeah, that was the original vocalist, Bon Scott, before he passed away. R.I.P. Bon Scott. And then you had like Brian Johnson took over, and I was like, oh, he's like, oh, you gotta roll. You should see that guy called Jim Bro, and they were doing like nursery rhymes and with like those voices, and he goes, "You got to row your boat." Good. What's that? King James of Scots unalived. What was he saying? I don't know what we're talking about now. Are we still talking about anyway? Oh yeah, Bond. Yeah, it was. He went way before his time, didn't he? Really? It's a shame, but yeah, seems like a lot of these people end up, like look at what happened with. Look what happened with say, what is it? What was it? Hello, Goldie, how you doing? Good to see you again. King Freddy, how's it going? Hello, what's this? Hello, Kai. Hello, Justin. Hello, the Infiltrator. Why you ignore? Sorry, I see you now, Infiltrator. Funny people, how's it going? Your voice is very irritating. Well, if you don't like it, then you know where to go then. Zen says, I think I've seen you on how to catch it. Oh, really? Catch a bracer. Well, I mean, yeah, whatever. Is that the best that you've got? Oh, thank you. You are about as entertaining as a box of Frosties. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for sending me some more money. Maybe I can buy myself a box of Frosties with that, eh? But I want the same voice, bro. Oh, really? Why would you want my voice? I do lots of different voices. I morph into different characters, and I can morph into Morpheus. Is they say there's like Morpheus, like Andrew Tate? I'm Morpheus. Let me just check to see. Anyway, Morpheus, and you're like, what is it? I'm Morpheus, and you're what's the other one? In Matrix. Neo. You're Neo, and I'm Morpheus. Is that the right way around? Morpheus. Hello, funny people. Hello, Kai. Someone said you smell like cat piss. Oh, really? Well, how do they know what I smell like unless they've met me? So, can you do Sylvester Stallone? I don't know how to do Sylvester Stallone. It sounds like really quite like this, I guess. I mean, come on, guys. What is wrong with these people? Why do they just, these impressions are painful. Well, if you don't like it, then Great Toronto area GTA. What, Grand Theft Auto? Is that what you're talking about? Clunge Buster, how you doing? What a name. Poor version of Donald Trump. Well, if you don't like it, then better go somewhere else. Thank you. You're as handsome as Weetabix. Well, I think Weetabix is very beautiful. Thank you very much. I think that Weetabix is very handsome. It's very photogenic. Yeah, no, I'm not really a big Trump fan. Like I said, I just like to take the piss and just take the piss out of all these, idiots and these, buffoons and stuff. It's like you have the old Prime Minister of the UK who was called Boris Johnson, and we are leaving the EU, and it's like that kind of stuttering, kind of the kind of stumbling buffoon. You do Brexit. Okay, but Boris, well, you're not really doing Brexit, are you? Well, with my party Reform UK, we are going to, we're going to stop the boats. Yeah, that's Duck Trump. Oh yeah, hi Heisenberg. Hello, Mr. Keeps on ticking. YouTube at AI test. We will call you Coneheads Trump. Why? I just think your parents want you to get a real job and a GF and move out. Well, I'm actually living on my own, so yeah. Nice try though. Mark Selby's had a tough few games. Oh, has he? I don't know. I don't watch that. But as they can see, they will need to start cleaning the basement, so maybe they can move you there. Oh, really? Hi Ryan, how you doing? Oh, here we go again with the 6-7 crap. Still going with that stuff, are they? How you doing, Ryan? Hi, inevitable. Um, oh yeah, you met my mum, really? Hello, the King Curb. Maybe you should go to bed then. I don't know. Hello, Josh Swift. Um, no, I don't. I don't bother with that shit. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the whole 6-7 crap in it, the Swanson. It's just, I don't know. It was some meme, isn't it? I don't know. It's just, hello, Messica. Am I lefty or righty? I would say neither. I don't really identify on the political spectrum. I think the left and right is just to divide people, and I could probably say that I can take bits from both sides. So I don't want to be like pinned down and be like, oh, I'm this or that, because I just feel like a lot of it's just I don't know, you know what I mean? But people want you to pick a side. It's this whole tribal mentality that people have, and okay, Chris, oh well, Donald Trump. Yeah, still a few people doing the 6-7 shit, but it seems like it might be dying off a bit. But yeah, I'm on the spectrum, but but it's like I don't really see it as like a really affect me that much. I agree. Big up, bro. Okay, thank you. Guessing which month the woman looks she's expecting. What you saying? Why have you just retracted it? Swedish chef, hello. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, it's not happened though. People keep saying Joe Rogan's passed away. It was just some trolling shit. Hey everyone, I'm just want to say that I'm still alive. I'm still alive and well. So, I just want to dispel the rumors that I am dead. So, I hope y'all continue to watch my podcast. So, the next guest will be Kill Tony for the 105th time. So, how's it going, Kill Tony? Welcome to my podcast for the 105th time. Oh yeah, Shane Gillis. Well, I think I do a better Trump. I think that mine is better than Shane. I think that his is great, but I think mine is better. Joe Rogan. Yeah, Joe Rogan. I'm not dead. I'm still alive. These are all really nasty trolls. I don't know. England or Spain. Oh, here we go. What is going on? Hello, Shusma. Whatever, If you don't like it, why are you here then? Hello, Kai. Why do people keep going about England or Spain? What's that the whole thing from? So I remember that was quite a thing as well a while ago. England or Spain? Can you do Sean Connery? Well, I can try to do Sean Connery, like, kind of like a really posh sort of, like an Edinburgh kind of accent. It's like a posh Scottish person, like, as opposed to like, your, Glaswegian, which is a lot more harsh, a lot more aggressive. It's kind of like, Northern Ireland's kind of like that too. They both have that sort of, kind of aggressive sort of vibe to it. Hello, yeah. Get out here, Jackass. There's that show called Jackass. Has anyone ever seen that? I remember I saw one where they were like, they painted themselves, or they tried to blend in with some background or something, and then to see if like I think they had, was it some bull or something that they to see if they would, I don't know, it was just really just stupid stuff. Oh, you like this Sean Connery? How you doing, Chris? Fernie says the pogo stick one killed me. Oh yeah, I remember there was one and I couldn't find it. I remember there was one where they threw, I think it was like like balls at each other's testicles, and they would do it until like what they do is they'll see if like someone would like you know give up and like they would get like pain or whatever from that. Hello, El Wishy. Hi, Paul Hill. Yeah, is YouTube live chat more troll than some other platforms? Seems to be these days. I don't know. Lately, I'm getting quite a bit of trolls. Go to bed. I'll go to bed when I want to. Hello, Premker. No, pay me money. You're on my live chat. You know, I want the money. You know, you're on my live chat. Why would I pay you money? You know. Anyway, you're all right, everybody. Chris says, "Where you at? I'm in York, England. Where are you from? Nice to meet you. Anyway, yeah." Premker says, "I'm hungry." Well, go eat something then, I guess. Hello, Agurai07. How you doing? Hope you well tonight. Yeah. So, yeah, 17 in the house. I'm from Virginia in America. Oh, do you remember that song that was called "Rich Men North of Richmond"? If you heard that one, what did you think of that? Because I thought that it felt a bit divisive in a way because I don't know if you remember that one, Fern. It was like a song that got viral, and it was like a sort of populist kind of song, I guess you could call it. And it was like, and there was one where it says, "If you're 5'3" and 300 pounds, tax is not up to pay." So it's like basically, it's just. I think this is the thing that the elites want the poor to to attack the other poor, if you get me. It's like they want to do that. It seems to be like I don't know. That was some people's criticisms of that song where it was. But yeah, I mean, because some people might have seen it as like an attack on those people. But I mean, I kind of get what the point was, that like, why is the government like prioritizing those people when they're not prioritizing the people who actually work hard? So it's just yeah, Oliver Anthony, that was it. Yeah, I speech roll. You're Asperger's, is that what it is? Yeah, I'm on the spectrum as well. So if you're, yeah, I don't want to see your face. Oh, really? Richmond, north of Richmond, yeah. Oliver Anthony, Richmond, north of Richmond, great song. So, what are your thoughts on like the lyrics of it? Because some say it might have been a bit divisive when he said, about 5'3", 300 pounds or something, and about it's like tax or not to pay or something like it's. I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? You think it was? I don't know. I get what they were saying though, because I think it's not that it's an attack on those people. It's more just that, yeah. Because I think the problem is that when some people who are kind of, you could say that some people end up getting themselves into their own situations, like they become immobilized and stuff, and sometimes it's their own fault, but yet the system will prioritize them over the people who are actually like propping up the system or something. I don't know. Hi, spiritual monk. No house, no body, no shoes, no documents, etc. What are you talking about? What are you saying? What's this? Spiritual monk. Jesus doesn't exist. What do you mean doesn't exist or didn't exist? Or do you think someone called Jesus ever existed? Or what are you saying, that like even like never exist historically? Or some people believe that somebody, well, we just call him Jesus. Actually, it was, whatever it was called, it was not Jesus. That's the Spanish thing. I mean, there was no letter J until so many years ago. So it was called Yeshua. So the name Jesus isn't even correct, apparently. So, yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because, people called him Jesus, but it was actually Yeshua or something. Only thousands of people that documented outside the Bible that said that Jesus existed. Really? Hi, Elliot. England. He did exist 100%. Yeshua. What's this? Hamashiach, the Messiah. So what's going on? So is Jesus God, or is he the Son of God, or is he both? because there's different narratives of it, sort of thing, conflicting narratives. The lyrics are 100% true. The lyric is, if you're 5'3" and 300 pounds tax pay money shouldn't go to the for your bags of fudge rounds. President Trump changed the law so you can no longer buy candy, cake, or soda with food stamps. I suppose that may be something good. You could argue that if you're somebody who's, because why should you be stuffing your face with candies or, to be fair, I'm not a Trump guy, but if that's what is, then that might be fair. It's like, why should food stamps be going on, perpetuating health problems with people? Because then that's going to end up burdening the healthcare even more, then, isn't it? If you've got people who are obese and stuff like that, then, Joseph's son, but the son of God, right? So I don't know. So, well, they were saying that he's not Joseph's son because Mary was a virgin or something. Mary was supposed to be a virgin, right? It never existed, or we would know something about him, but we got no documents, no home, no clothes, etc. Yet we got everything from Roman general, including their clothes. Well, yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, so there is books with anecdotes of him being a real man. I don't know. It's just I'm getting conflicting stuff right now, but yeah. So what is it? Aguirre says Jesus is Son and God and Holy Spirit. It might be hard to understand, but that's why it's called faith. Is it called faith because there's no evidence for it and you just have to take it on faith? I don't know. Aspie Troll says Oliver Anthony's voice reminds me of David Gray, White Leather album singer. Are you on about David Gray? You're on about the English singer? The one that does that song Babylon? Babylon. The one that goes yeah, that one. Yeah. That's David Gray, isn't it? I'm 100% a Trump guy. I voted for him twice. If he's able to get the constitution amended and run for a second term, I'll vote for him again. He's the greatest American president in my lifetime. I thought that once he's done this one that he can't run again. I thought they only could do 2 terms. I don't know how it all works. Or is it that they can only do 2 in a row? Like, I don't get it all. I thought it was once they've done 2 terms, they can't run again. I'm a bit confused. I thought it was, yeah. Hello, Sir Jackie. Spiritual Monk says no. No what, sorry? Heinz Beans, how you doing tonight? Aspie Troll says yes to what? Yes to what? Faith is believing in something that doesn't exist. Yeah, because it's like, if you need to have faith, then why would you believe it? Sort of thing. Hello, Azazel Cod. Okay, Elliot says $66 to Septuagint. The Romans made a lot of it up, though. His true story has been washed clean. King James edited the Bible, so yeah, I'm confused too. Well, they're saying that history is written by the winners. So how much of history can we actually trust in? A lot of what we see is just based on whatever the narrative that they've, want people to believe, I guess. So we just don't really know, do we? At the end of the day, it's just kind of, some of it can be speculation because they can just doctor it and just, yeah. Do you like football or rugby? I'm not really into sports, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not really big on sports. Aguirre says I'm a rugby guy. Yeah, I'm not really into sport. I'm more into like fitness stuff. I like doing fitness and keeping fit and stuff like that. But yeah, strong belief in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual conviction rather than proof. So your name makes it sound like you're some spiritual person yourself, but why do you call yourself spiritual monk? What is your take on spirituality and those kind of concepts? American football for you, yeah. American football can get quite rough, can't it? Yeah. I see. I think it's similar. Well, rugby can get rough as well, but I know in American football they wear these like protective things, don't they? Because it can get really nasty. Um, yeah. So, how are we doing tonight, everybody? Hope you're all well. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Agarai says, "I'm a pray for you, spiritual monk." Yeah, I don't think he's gonna need praying for, to be honest. But well, you do what you need to do, I guess. So what is your thoughts on that then, spiritual monk? So you're a monk and you're spiritual, I guess. That's what the name suggests. But everyone has a different meaning of what spiritual is, because you get some like atheists even that say that. Hello, Kasim. Yeah, so like so some people are atheists who call themselves spiritual, and they don't believe in any kind of deities or anything like that, but they, what I mean? So there's different takes on spirituality. Kassam says, I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you doing tonight? Religion has been around a long time before Jesus. The Middle East had many pre-religion like Sumerians and Babylonians. So do you think that they were more onto the truth then, or do you think it's all BS? Love of my fellow man. Oh, really? I believe in humanism. So that's not spiritualism then, is it really, I guess? I don't know. So what you mean humanism, like as in like atheism, is that what your belief says? I want to see you in heaven, bro. Yeah, well, that's if heaven exists, though, that's the thing, Not everyone here believes that there is such a place as heaven, it's just, some say that, heaven's just that's just like a concept that people use to try and control people. You either go to heaven if you're good, or you go to hell if you're bad. Just change names and forms. What's that? So what do you believe in then, spiritual monk? You just think there's like nothing then, and just kind of like a. But with the name spiritual monk, I would have thought you would be like somebody who, not necessarily believe in God, but somebody who is spiritually inclined. Again, some people will have different interpretations. What is spiritual? Some people just mean it to mean like people who are non-materialists, and they're just kind of somebody who kind of lets go of this whole need for materialism and stuff. So it's an old username, just haven't changed it. All right, okay, fair enough. So did you used to be more like that then, and you've changed your mind or something, or? Yeah, well, it said old, like handle or something. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well tonight. If anybody's new here, please subscribe to the channel. That would be really appreciated. I am live every day, so the Chinese faith and Buddhist, probably the oldest forms. Yeah, but I don't know, because some say like, so, I've heard that what is it, Mesopotamia? I've heard is really old. But yeah, Babylon is really old. What are your thoughts on, like, what is it called, Atlantis? Does anyone believe that Atlantis ever existed? Because some people believe that there was some ancient civilization, what is it, in the Mediterranean Sea or something, if I remember, near Greece, wasn't it, or something? I don't know, there's like, it's like, I don't know. Is there any evidence of that? Of like, as in... Yeah, what's this? You would rather put your faith in the dirt around your grave rather than the God who made it. Yeah, that's one. I don't know. It's just. So yeah, Atlantis. So could they have been quite advanced then, or something in Atlantis? Could they have had advancements that we don't even have? We don't know. So let's have a look and see what it says on here. It says, no, Atlantis was almost certainly a fictional island created by the Greek philosopher Plato around 360 BCE as a moral allegory about hubris and ideal societies, not a real place. Though some theories suggest real events like the volcanic eruption of Thera, Santorini might have inspired parts of the myth. There is no archaeological evidence of a sunken continent or advanced civilization matching Plato's description, and his story remains the sole ancient source serving as a cautionary tale. So what do you think about that? You were saying that that Atlantis did exist, but I'm just wondering what you would say to that. Like, does that make any sense about, because yeah, there's like philosophies about, kind of hubris. So like hubris is to do with like, isn't that to do with like ego or something? Hubris, I mean, it's like to see, yeah. What's this? So excessive pride towards or defiance of the gods leading to. So it says to talk about excessive pride or self-conscious. Self-confidence. So this is, I think, when people talk about like ego, this is more, I think, would be what they're talking about when it comes to people's arrogance and all that. It would be more to do with like hubris. What's this? Mapigos 7. Who is richer, the man who has $1 million but wants $2 million, or the man who has $100 and wants nothing? Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, because it's like, I would say rich is like a kind of state of mind, really. It ultimately comes down to your well-being and your sense of, like your emotional well-being. So I would go for the second one, because if you're not happy with your life, even with $1 million and you want more, then, then it's like, yeah, so it's a subjective feeling of being rich, I guess. Like, because for example, someone who, has come from like, like poverty and stuff, and then they get, given a little bit of money, they're gonna, treat that like it's £1 million, because of how rare it is to them. Hello, Diego. Would you post a bring Sally up, bring Sally down push-up challenge? Maybe someday. I've seen people do that stuff. I'll have to have a look at that. That was a Moby song, wasn't it? Yeah. I might have to do that someday. Yeah. Anyway, how are we doing tonight, everybody? What time we're on? Yeah. Everyone is tired of hear about your bullshit. What are you talking about? You people are the most obnoxious person. You don't shut up. You're like a broken record. Hang on a sec. You talking people? You talking all of us or what? Everyone is tired of here. Or are you talking about the guy who's just talking about their religion stuff? I mean, okay, here we go. Harry, and I'll go when I want to go. Chris, how's it going? John Lennon described God the best when he said, God is a concept by which we measure our pain. Can you explain that a bit more, like what you mean by that? Are you just talking about the religious talk? Well, isn't there only like a couple of religious people in it? I don't know. Well, Harry says Jesus is our king. I mean, this is going to be like divided with like, you've got the religious people and then you've got the non-religious people. Yeah, I don't know, it's one of those things. It's some people just feel the need to promote their views to everybody, even if people don't really want to keep hearing about it. Huckstagram says, no kings and no gods. Right. So do you mean as in you believe in like kind of, are you like some like kind of, it reminds me of like the anarchist thing of saying no masters, no slaves or something. That's the idea of anarchy. No masters, no slaves. So let's actually look at the definition of anarchy, because a lot of people think of anarchy as some kind of chaos, and let's actually look at the definition. So it says here, I mean, well, there's two definitions here. So it's a state of disorder due to absence or non-recognition of authority or other controlling systems. So that is one form of anarchy. So people will talk about things like BLM as being anarchy or something like that. But then we've got under it the organization of society on the basis of voluntary cooperation without political institutions or hierarchical government anarchism. So this is two completely different meanings. Natural law overrules all. Do you watch Mark Passio? Because I remember he talks about that stuff. So this is the thing about, not recognizing the government as having authority over you, is what we're saying, is in a society being run voluntarily rather than being done through force by some leaders. Bees have queens, people don't. What we're saying, what you're saying is in that we don't have leaders, so why are we having this government system that is ruling over people? It's yeah. Do I have a PC or laptop? I have a laptop. Is everybody okay tonight? Share this out if you can, please. That's good. Yeah. What's that? Crumb laughs at your puny Jesus. Oh. Yeah, we're still going on about that crap, Like, we've moved on from the religious talk now, pretty much. So I was just talking about hubris. So basically, before that, I was talking about hubris, about the excessive pride or self-confidence. So when people talk about someone's got an ego, that's what they're talking about. The ego itself is not bad, right? Because let's look at the ego definition, yeah? The definition of ego is a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. I think we all need to have a level of that. Otherwise, we can feel like there's no point us bothering to life. If we feel like our life has no importance and when we have low self-esteem, then that can lead to depression. So having a healthy ego is important for self-esteem and to be motivated to do anything, I would argue. What about masculinity and femininity? What we talk about with that, in regards to that, then it's like you're saying that that's some kind of like natural order of things, of like you've got the like divine masculine, divine feminine or something, and some would say that okay, take care, Agarai. Okay, right, so divine masculine, divine feminine, and some people say that both men and women are going to have both masculine and feminine traits. It's just some people have more masculine, more feminine than others. But usually people have a balance of both of them, because, like, for example, let's look at, the divine masculine and feminine. But the ego death, I mean, we're talking about the ego as not a bad thing in and of itself. But someone was saying that the ego death is more of just like a reset kind of thing in our body or something. And I'm doing fine, thank you, spiritual monk. How you doing? What was your name again? So divine masculine and divine feminine. So let's look at the qualities of them. So Joseph, okay. Yeah, Jesus is dad or something. So this is divine. So this is masculine qualities: logic, reason, action, firm, survival, loyal, adventurous, rational, and strength. Feminine qualities is intuition, nurturing, healing, gentle, expressive, wise, patient, emotional, and flexible. So, hello, Everly. Oh, thank you. Yeah, how you doing tonight? Hope you're well. So, does that mean that, would that suggest on this that men tend to be more loyal or something? I don't think so. I don't know, because don't they say that men tend to, well, it might be that they cheat about the same on average, but men have less opportunities to cheat, so they would probably cheat more if they got the chance to. So I don't know. Adaptable, I'd say too. Yeah, adaptable is, well, it's same, I guess, as wasn't flexible on there. Yeah, flexible. I guess flexible is, I guess, similar to adaptable, I guess. Pretty similar meaning. For feminine qualities. But yeah, like this, I guess you could say it's left and right brain. some people are more left brain, right or right brain. But yeah, so like having a more rational, logical brain versus a more kind of spontaneous, more kind of and more expressive and more kind of emotional and things like that. But yeah, it's important to have a mixture of different traits of that. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well tonight, people. Yeah, it's gone a bit quiet, but it is getting late. So, but anyone still there? Say hello if you're watching, people. Let's have a drink. But yeah, we're doing well tonight. So, any questions, people? What has happened to the chat? It just seemed to have gone dead all of a sudden. Yeah. Hello, Kai. Welcome back. You okay? Welcome in here, everybody. So I did jumping jacks earlier. Hello, Johnson. If time is only a concept we agree on, alors pourquoi does my future self feel déjà fatigue when I haven't even decided yet whether yesterday was a mistake or just an illusion? Elegant. Oh yeah, that's it. You know, because it's well, we don't really know, like, because can we just keep reliving the same experience over and over? That's quite a scary thought, isn't it? That what if I was more thinking about like Groundhog Day then, but you're talking deja vu. Well, they say like there's feelings of deja vu. They say that they come from another life, but some people suggest that deja vu might be some kind of vaguely familiar experience. Maybe you had a similar memory of something very similar but not quite the same, and that's gives you that sense of deja vu. But sorry about this chat. It's okay. It's just anyway, let's have a look at see what it says on the AI. Let's see what they come up with on that. Explain deja vu as a man, maybe not a divine being. What are you talking about? Hang on, what's a who's a divine? Who's not a divine? Are you on about Jesus or something? So it says explain why deja vu, why it happens. So eerie feeling that a new situation has happened before, a memory illusion created by a brain glitch where new information feels like a past memory, possibly due to split-second timing errors or mismatches in the brain's memory systems like the hippocampus and frontal cortex. While common and often linked to stress or tiredness, it's a fascinating normal brain quirk. Though frequent, intense deja vu can sometimes signal neurological issues like epilepsy. So maybe that's why people experience that then. That it's something up with their brain or something that's tricking them or something. I thought it was more just that they'd had a similar experience before. Not quite the same, but like, yeah, I don't know. Johnson says, because mean is improvised, le reste est just fatigue mental et imagination. What does that mean? All right, so I don't know. I'm kind of like, yeah, it's a bit late, at night for this, but yeah. Jack Johnson, did anyone ever tell you look like, I don't know who that is, MMA fighter? I don't know. I don't watch MMA, so no, I don't know. And we've just hit 4.35k. Wow, we've gone up again. Anyway, okay, so Faye says things can be quite repetitive and that can feel like deja vu. Yeah, that can be right. There's a lot of patterns and things. Sometimes it could be some hallway that it feels like you've been down before, but it looks like something familiar. It's like that, with the liminal spaces and all that. That can invoke a sense of deja vu in people, and that's why a lot of people are drawn to that kind of stuff. Those liminal spaces that look eerily familiar, but not quite like they've been there before. It's like a kind of looks like Magneto from X-Men. Some people said that when I had my hair a bit longer, that I looked like what's it called, Wolverine. Smell colors. Oh, really? Smell colors. If choice is free but consequences arrive, Deja decides. Then at what moment does intention quietly become unsouvenir may compress? I don't know. So someone would say there's not even such a thing as free will. What do you guys think? Is free will even real? Bruh, can you be funny? What? So is free will even real? Or do we even have free will? Because of all the chemistry in the brain and stuff, and I'm thinking we're affected by our environment, we're affected by our genetics. Like the way that we think it is oftentimes pre-decided, you could argue, by our past experiences, the environment we're in, the neurochemistry, whatever you call it, in the brain, that makes us decide on a certain thing, depending on how our emotions are at that given time, based on past experiences, present experiences. It's like, it's just, can we really say there's true free will? If identity is continuously rewritten by memory while perception filters reality. Okay. Why do you keep putting a mix of French and English in here? Free will is real, but fate is real too, writes you bum. What? The hell is going on here? What's going on here? Anyway. Oh, goodness. Okay. Hello, 120/80. I think that guy is having a breakdown. Who's having a breakdown? Oh, God, what is going on here, eh? Jack Johnson says feelings are like spices. You choose when you apply them and for what, or else they control you. What I'm saying is, the question is, are we really in control? Like the things that we decide are based on our emotions. Like we decide to eat a certain thing because we feel like it's going to give us a certain pleasure or something. So you could argue ultimately we don't have will in that sense, because our decisions are based on whatever reward or whatever punishment we're trying to avoid, or what I mean. We're either trying to seek a reward or avoid a punishment, so that way we just do whatever. So yeah, you don't even know history. What are you on about? What is will? Well, that's a good question. Yeah, what is will? Yeah. What would you answer to that then? It's like for example, what is consciousness? It's the self-awareness, whatever, the awareness of self, I mean. But then what is the self? What is I am? Perhaps the answer exists only in the pause between thoughts. That certainty fades and doubt finally feels honest. Right. Everything is shaped more than true choice. That's what I mean, is that we're either trying to avoid danger, avoid punishment, or we're trying to seek out pleasure, or to seek out to protect somebody, maybe. Or so, yeah. Ultimately, we make a decision based on whatever the brain tells us is right to do in that moment. There's things going on subconsciously that you could argue that we don't have control over. I don't know, it gets kind of like, yeah, it's one of those that you can't really answer, but it's just I just thought I'd kind of pick people's brains on this. And yeah, hello, boss Chad. How you doing tonight? Hope all is well. And what are your plans for the rest of the week, everybody? Yeah, anyone got plans? Yeah, I don't get what. Why are you talking about history? I'm just talking about free will and stuff like that now. I wouldn't trust too much on those science wimps, says Jack Johnson. What are you saying, that a lot of scientists can be a bit untrustworthy or something? The way to hell feels like heaven, and the way to heaven feels like hell. Well, I mean, I could argue it from like, like a worldly perspective of like, for example, doing hard work and stuff, like doing a workout, for example. It might feel like hell in that moment. You feel a bit uncomfortable maybe, but then afterwards you feel great. But then you do like the bad stuff, like you say, like the instant gratification stuff. Feels great in that moment, but then afterwards you feel like crap. So from that perspective, I could agree with that. And what is your thoughts on illegal immigration? I talked about that before. I think that, well, isn't it something about NATO? Unless we come out of NATO, then it's just going to continue to go on. And yeah, I don't agree with how let's have a look. I was going to have a look into this. How much money is spent to house illegal immigrants in the UK? Let's have a look at this, shall we? Let's see what the stats are on that. So it says here, listen to this. The UK government spent approximately £2.1 billion on hotel accommodation for asylum seekers in the financial year, April 2024 to March 2025, an average of about £5.77 million per day. This is part of the total asylum support expenditure, which was around £4.76 billion. So just for the hotel accommodation, 2.1 billion. So that's 5.77 million per day. So let's say there's 70 million people. That means that, get this, per day, the average person probably, actually 70 million, actually it's more like probably half of that are actually in work. So you're probably looking at the average taxpayer probably contributing about more than 10 pence a day to this. I mean, that might sound like nothing, but over the course of a year, you're talking like tens of pounds of just hard-earned money just being thrown at that. I don't know. Yeah, 2.1 billion a year. And I don't know. Obviously, there's some, you could say, oh, but there's people that are fleeing war-torn countries and all that. But the question is, how many actually are? Why are they all military? Why are most of them military-aged men? Why don't they come with their families? Where are they? Like, it just seems, something seems to be off with it all. Something seems really fishy about it all, doesn't it? I'm about 6'4", Valley. Yeah. What are your views on the current geopolitical tensions with the US putting tariff and trying to invade Greenland? I don't know. It's just all a mess, really. I mean, is it to try and get oil? Because apparently they're doing something with like Iran, so then they're trying to make up for that. Someone was saying. So like, it's just all a kind of, like with all these wars and all these invasions and things, there's usually some kind of resources they're trying to grab or whatever. So yeah, what do you think? What do you think's going on with all that? But it's all a mess. All this politics right now, and but like I said, like apparently, if Trump did do that thing where he stopped them from getting junk food when they're on the food stamps, I think that's probably a good thing. So the thing is, right, I will give credit where credit is due, but this whole Greenland shit, I don't know. It's all just madness, really. I mean, I don't know. Greenland, yeah, Trump thing. I mean, I need to just try and find out a bit more. So, what's this? Trump says he will 100% carry out Greenland tariffs threat as EU vows to protect its interests. I don't know. It's just a mess, isn't it? European industry hits out at Trump's ludicrous demands over Greenland. Then we've got Trump, Greenland, latest Danish troops arrive with army chief after you. So, yeah, it says here Greenland will stay Greenland, former Trump advisor declares. Greenland latest Trump admits he may have been misinformed over European. Hang on. European troops in territory. Sky. Well, maybe there were fake news. I may have been misinformed with fake news. They want to fill me with fake news, so then they make me look bad. That's what they're doing. Hello, Paul. Every day is a good day, even with trouble. Do you know why? Because Jesus is the living word. Much love, y'all. Be blessed. Okay, thank you. PK Entertainer says Trump sent a letter to the Norway PM. Give that a read. Hang on, let's have a look. Trump Norway letter. Let's have a look, shall we? Johnson says if the purple elephant of policy dances on the spreadsheets of reality, does the sandwich of consensus finally wink a la mode de fromage? I don't get it. Valis, I don't know what's going on here. It's just we got some chaos in the live stream. Let's have a look at the yeah. What's that? How do I find the letter? Trump's letter to Norway should be the last straw, they're saying. Let's have a look at this. What is it? Dear Jonas, this letter. Dear Jonas, considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars, plus I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace, although it will always be predominant, but can now think about what is good and proper for the United States of America. Denmark cannot protect that land from Russia or China. And why do they have a right of ownership anyway? There are no written documents. It's only a boat that landed there hundreds of years ago, but we had boats landing there. Also, I have done more for NATO than any person since its founding, and now NATO should do something for United States. The world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland. Thank you, President DJT. There you go. So, okay. Whatever. Here's an idea: if you record your impression of the letter and post it as a reel on TikTok, it might go viral. Oh yeah, yeah, I could do it on YouTube Shorts as well. But hello, handsome. I don't really know how to do Jim Carrey. What we're saying. When the bureaucrats ride unicycles through the corridors of power, do they? Oh, hang on. You were just. I thought you was. I don't know. There's still file paper, or is it just the chaos avec style? Why is it that you're adding French words into it? Like, I don't know, like make Jim Carrey faces. I don't know, what is it? What does Jim Carrey's face like do? Like, I'm trying to remember. Like, where's my GF? I don't have one. Hello, Ronnie Dowling. How you doing? Yeah, yeah, buddy. Where's that? Ronnie Coleman. Lightweight, baby. The Grinch. You mean the Grinch? Like Christmas? Can I get a hoo-yah? Hoo-yah. Anyway, is everybody alright tonight? Mr. Mark says, didn't... Oh, God. Here we go again. No, I didn't, Deaf Bat. No, I didn't get the jib jab. What's a red coat? I've got a grey jacket, and I've got a blue coat, and like, yeah. If Jim Carrey suddenly became Minister of Happiness, would all laws be enforced with a smile, or would the Parliament turn into a carnival permanent de gags? Okay. A Brit. Yeah, I'm a Brit. Yeah, I'm British. I'm British. You know, people like to make fun of the accent, don't they? British, or bottle of water, as they're going about, you know. That's why at Yanks Column, when they were giving them the meat in the 1700s. Oh yeah. Why are they called Yanks? Does anyone know why they're called Yanks? Yanks. I think of yank, like yanking on something. I don't know. Where's the word yank? Yeah. Johnson says true. Okay, question: do people wake up and pretend to be British? Why would they pretend to be British? Oh, thank you, Alex. Oh, thank you. I'm very handsome. I'm a very handsome man. I will put my yellow cloth on my head. It will look very authentic. Now I look like I've got curtains, you know, like 90s hairstyle look, huh? Now I look like I'm from 1996. Hello, Ray M. How you doing? Look, I'm from 1996. Either that, or I kind of look like a cocker spaniel or something, like a dog with the ears, you know. Kind of look like that now, don't I? You know, like a. It reminds me there was an episode of Mr. Bean when he was like trying to get to sleep, and then he tries to like he puts these like, ears on and pretends to be a dog. I think he puts something on his like nose or something, pretends to be a dog or something. Don't be cringe, man. Oh really? I don't care. Hello, never under pressure. Woof woof. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, welcome in. Thank you for the 20 likes, everybody. You good at acting. Oh yeah. What's your name? Bean. Mr. Bean. Is it okay if I bring Teddy? That's... Yeah, Mr. Bean. Have you seen the one where he's like cutting people's hair? And then he like gives the kid the bowl cut, and then he like fucks it up and like puts like a bold like line through his head or something. It's just so stupid. Yeah, my grandma hated that shit. She just thought it was really stupid. But she was like a Blackadder fan. Has anyone ever seen Blackadder? I remember the you know, like the intro where it goes Blackadder. Yeah, has anyone ever seen that? It had it had Rowan Atkinson, Hugh Laurie, and what was the other one that was on it? I think there's a couple more. I'm trying to remember. Was Stephen Fry in it or something? And there was someone else. What was the other guy called? I'm trying to remember the name. Alan Partridge. What was he in it? Alan Partridge was. That was Steve Coogan, wasn't it? Steve Coogan. Yeah. Yeah, Steve Coogan. How's we doing tonight, everybody? Hope you're all well. Joey says Winston Churchill. Yeah, he was. What are your thoughts on like Winston Churchill? Because you get like some people think that he was good, and then there's some people saying that he was, you know, not a very good guy. Some people were saying that he was racist or whatever, and you know, it seems to be depending on what side of the political spectrum you're on, whether you agree with him or whatever. And he's a bummy on about Winston Churchill. Isn't he on the friggin' notes now or something? Winston Churchill. Like the modern bank notes or something. Well, not the... Hang on. Well, I'm sure it was on them at some point. Haven't they put like King Charles on the new ones or something? I don't know. Indeed, it's King Charles in presidency. Is it frightfully delightful? Oh yeah, goodness. Oh yeah, well, I don't know. Exactly, angel for some and devil for others. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, they're saying it was it one man's trash is another man's treasure, you know? Hello, Rusty Cabin. No, I'm just naturally like that, you know? I was saying like the other day, I don't need to take drugs to have crazy ideas on things, you know? I start having some weird, crazy kind of concepts on things, you know? Hi, Prince. Maybe it's just that I've been around a bunch of people who have other crazy ideas. But I think even before that, I've met some of those people that would, you know, ponder about things like existentialism, like things like solipsism, and yeah, like how do I know that anybody else even exists? That sort of stuff, you know. Johnson says maybe I don't really want to know how your garden grows, 'cause I just want to fly. Maybe I don't want to feel the pain of the morning rain as it soaks you to the bone. Yeah, remember Oasis? It was his accent, isn't it? He's got this like distinctive way of saying things, doesn't he? Maybe I just wanna fly. Wanna live till I wanna die. You and I can live forever. Well, however it goes, I don't know, but that's what I can remember from it. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Were you shocked when they got back together, or it was like this really hype thing, wasn't it? Oh, they've got back together, and it's like you just couldn't hear the end of it, kind of thing. It was like, what's that least favorite country? I don't know. I don't really have a least favorite or favorite. Yeah. Welcome in here, people. Is everyone all right tonight? It says there's one person. Come on, there's got to be more than one person here, right? I'm sure this is bugged sometimes. Yeah, your brother. Congrats on not hating each other. Well, that's good then. Yeah, I've got to try and not hate on other countries really. Is the North Pole land or sea? Isn't it like ice? I guess, is that like a philosophical question or something? Is North Pole land or sea? Yeah, good question, isn't it? Because, well, is ice classed as sea? Sea ice, I guess you call it. Like you get icebergs and stuff like that. Is that part of the sea, would you say? Like, land you would think of as like terra, like Earth, like hard land or whatever, you know what I mean? Brits are too respectful. Okay. I don't know, whatever. I mean, hate is a strong word, isn't it? I don't know. Well, actually, no one said anything about hate, but it's like, when you're talking about least, but there's a lot of people with a lot of like hatred in their hearts and stuff though, and it's just they hate on other countries, they hate on other people. Hello, Reed471. Your opinion on opinions. Well, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. So that's my opinion on opinions. Yeah. Why wouldn't they put the ice on a map? I don't know. Let's put into it. Why don't they put North Pole ice on the map? Don't they put it on? I thought they did put it North Pole ice on it. Maps often leave the North Pole blank or show it as blurry because it's floating sea ice over the Arctic Ocean, not solid land, making it difficult to map consistently. Plus, standard map projections distort polar regions, and there's less commercial interest for detailed imagery compared to other areas, meaning satellites capture less data and the ice consistently moves. Well, yeah, because it's like you've got it, like melting and freezing all the time, isn't it? Hello, micro 06 sticks. Look at Google Earth, nothing there. Really? Yeah, it's a bit of a interesting one, that, yeah. But it's saying that it's not a consistent piece of ice, so you can't really call something a continent if it's just ice floating in the sea or something. I don't know. Is it really a continent, would you say? Is Arctic? I mean, some people call it Arctic a continent, but if it's just a piece of ice floating around, then you know what I mean. On world maps, there is supposed to be a big black rock. Really? I remember there was these like flat earthers talking about Mount Meru or something, and 4 rivers flowing into the Mount Meru. I mean, this is just like, I don't know, crazy thoughts. But you look on the old maps, there was actually hello Mick, welcome back. There was actually sort of what looks like to be 4 rivers. Let's talk about old map. Let's say 1400. Let's have a look at that. I can't remember the name of the map, but there was like the circle maps from like the old times. It's an iceberg, pretty much. No, says Johnson, no what? So like, yeah, so this map is like where it's got like the what appears to look like 4 rivers flowing into the middle. And some are saying, what is that? It's got this, what looks like an ice, but there's this like whole bit in the middle that looks like there's 4 rivers flowing into something. And people were suggesting that there was something going on there. Even more what? So, like, what is, is they hiding something in the North Pole, do you think? Some people suggest they're hiding things in the South Pole as well, because you can't really go there without, sort of, you have to go to specific areas, I've heard, and it's restricted. So someone's suggesting, what is it that they could be hiding there, do you think? Antarctica. I don't know, it's all a bit of a mystery, but because I think, isn't it like pretty much like half of Antarctica's blurred out on Google Earth, isn't it? Can you visit North and South Pole? I'm not too sure. Let's have a look at about North Pole. I mean, but I remember there was this Antarctic Treaty thing, and it kind of blocked. Well, not blocked, but it restricted for people going there. You have to get permission, and you can apparently only go certain areas or something like that. What's North Pole? What do you mean? North Pole. Can you visit? Let's have a look and see what it says about it. It says, yes, you can visit the geographic North Pole, but it's a challenging, exclusive trip typically done by icebreaker ship in the summer, June to August, or by specialized flight. So it seems like you can go to the North Pole by the looks of it, but what about the South Pole? Let's have a look. So it says you can, but it's but I thought I remembered there was like some, I don't know, that there was restricted access or something. Does anyone know anything about that, like Antarctic Treaty? So it says about strict Antarctic Treaty rules apply, focusing on environmental protection, and visits usually last a few hours at the pole, with short stays at base camps for acclimatization and activities. So yeah, I don't know. It's what's that? Rumors say there is the ice wall, and we'll see hidden land. That's the flat Earth beliefs, isn't it? Hello, Pedro. I mean, I don't believe in all that stuff, but that's what some of them believe, that when you go over the ice wall, then there's this kind of like you go into just like eventually into another world. But I mean, that would be cool, right? Wouldn't it? What if you didn't have to go to space and you could just travel, to another world past Antarctica? But I don't think that works like that. Ireland's secret research facilities, I think HARP is there, right? Is it actually that crazy idea? Way on about flat Earth theory? I mean, I was actually arguing with someone about it the other day. I mean, we should have established by now that it's not flat, and we're just kind of, there's a lot of things that suggest that it's not flat. But I mean, I can keep an open mind to certain things, but it's just, as in, like, there is enough evidence, I think, that we live on a sphere that we shouldn't be even arguing about that. What you say, not much there, mate? What are you on about, Antarctica or something? What's behind every... Okay. Hello, Cameron. Oh, really? Yeah, people have said that before. Good cruise ship tour, though. Really? Yeah. It'd be very expensive, though. Very expensive. Heartbeat's supposed to be a weapons program. Yeah, I've heard about Heart being some like weather modification program or something. So, but the thing is, why is it so much blurred out in Antarctica? Like, why? It's like they're trying to hide stuff in it or something, Like, what are they trying to hide? Why are they trying to, I don't know, blur these things out? You could say it's for security or whatever, but Cameron says, bro, what are you on about? Anyway. So what are they trying to hide then, If they're blurring it out, is it just security or something, or what? Let's see what they say on here. Like, why is so much of Antarctica blurred on Google Earth? Okay, Dal Roach. £30,000. Is that how much it costs to go to Antarctica? Antarctica appears blurred or low resolution on Google Earth due to a combination of technical challenges, such as capturing clear images over vast featureless ice, and policy decisions to protect sensitive scientific research stations and comply with the Antarctic Treaty. Limited commercial interest also means less investment in high resolution data, making it more of a loss leader than a priority for detailed mapping. Is that really a good explanation, do you think? Or is that just some excuse that they're saying, oh, well, this is why it's all blurred out? Is it because they have something to hide, or is it just, I don't know. But, yeah. So anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of blurred bits of it. So what's that? Any advice on how to find a girlfriend and where to go? Genuine question. I'm a busy introvert, but realize I need to be proactive to get one. Thanks, brother. I mean, what are you into? Do you have any like hobbies that you can maybe go to some places, perhaps? I don't know. I'm kind of at a point where I'm not really that bothered. I'm just kind of realized that the thing is, I've realized that if I really wanted one that bad, I probably would have gotten one by now. But yeah, but for you, like, if you want to get one, but just, if you've got an interest, you've got some hobby, maybe you can find someone doing that. They say you'll find the one you love doing what you love. So, if you're into, like, for example, if you're into book reading, maybe go to a library. If you're into arts and crafts, go to an arts club. If you're into music, go to a music venue or something, or go maybe to a music like workshop or something that you can meet people who are into that stuff, where you can make music or whatever, connect with people. So that's actually decent advice. Thank you, man. You're welcome. Yeah. Another thing is there's like an app called meetup.com, so you can meet people that way, but I'm not saying it's necessarily gonna. There's also things like single events and stuff. Check, see if there's any singles events where you can meet people. It's kind of like speed dating, where you can meet new people and see if there's any connection. But yeah. Hello, Matthew. How's it going? Hope you're well tonight. Welcome in. Let's just have a drink. But yeah, it's tough for a lot of guys nowadays, really, and females. It's tough for a lot of people these days, especially the younger people. That are trying to find somebody. Because the thing is, a lot of the older people, they've already found somebody, so they don't need to worry anymore. And also, the younger people seem to be less prioritized with relationships and stuff, more prioritizing themselves. So trying to find somebody who wants to commit to a relationship, it is difficult, but I would just not put too much pressure on it, really. So just because I like your advice and thinking, yeah, I try to just kind of, be rational and just kind of, but I also don't like to sugarcoat things. That's my kind of way of doing things, is that I'm not just going to give fluff and just, like, for example, you get these manifestation gurus and stuff who will say, oh, just dream it, just think positive thoughts and it will manifest. I don't really think that's how things work. And you'll get people telling you that you can do that to find a spouse or whatever, a significant other or whatever, but you have to actually go out there. You have to actually, be proactive. Otherwise, things just aren't going to happen. Yeah, having positive thoughts, visualizations, affirmations, these can help you. These can help you with your confidence and your I mean, you know what I mean? It's just, you're spotting it's very hard nowadays, which is why guys like us give up from even searching. Needs to be talked about more. Yeah, that's the thing, is that, there's a lot of just guys struggling, but a lot of women are also struggling to find good guys as well. They're just finding a lot of just time wasters as well. A lot of women will just end up finding that, because I was talking with someone that I kind of knew from back when I was in Blackburn, and she said she went on a few dates, and she said all that the guys wanted really was one thing. So you just have to keep your guard up with these things, don't you? If you're a woman and you're like, you shouldn't be giving it up too quickly. Because to me, right, if a woman is going to give it up too quickly, or a man for that matter as well, if either a man or a woman they give it up too quickly, to me that signals low value. It's because you're willing to give up your that so quickly. That signals that you are, kind of too available, and you're too You want to be somebody who they have to work for, basically, is what I'd say. A lot of people are just too tempted to just kind of rush things, go to the deep end straight away. They go straight from one, to 0 to 100 in like 3 seconds or whatever. Hello, Doc Christopher. All right, Bruni, Glasgow in the house. What's the chat? So just somebody wanting advice on getting a girlfriend who's an introvert. So yeah, hi all from Ireland. What's the topic? Well, just talking about how introverts are struggling with finding a partner. I ended up marrying my wife, whom I went to high school with. That was 44 years ago. Oh wow, that was long time ago. Do I have a PS5? I don't know. I don't play video games really. Cheating is very normalized in modern dating, so I avoid. Yeah, it's unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, it's just it's just sad, isn't it? Really, that people are willing to throw away years worth of a relationship just to, because let's say, for example, they're maybe not really having the best time in a relationship, and then they'll just easily go and look for somebody else because they can go on dating apps or social media. Even they'll just go on Instagram or whatever, and or Snapchat or whatever platform they use now, and they'll easily just find somebody that they can just start talking to because things aren't going so well in the relationship. Instead of trying to work through that, they'll just throw it all away and just get distracted with somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, either try and fix your relationship or, just end the relationship. There's no reason to be cheating. You should really be trying to fix it. If it's something that's been going on, if you've been in a relationship for a while, then you should think that it's worth salvaging it and not just, giving up and just doing bullshit like that. What you're saying, was that behave to Lloyd's snap, what you saying? That's right, Lloydie, what we're saying. Who's, I know, double A. Yeah, how you doing? Anyway, we've got Peter Kane. You okay tonight, everybody? Yeah, what we're saying, what was that? Right, they do help, but gotta do real work. Yeah. And about like the visualizations and stuff, like it's all this wishful thinking crap. Because if anything, I would argue that a lot of this manifestation stuff is actually keeping people from success. Because if you're so focused on visualizing and stuff, you're actually distracted from doing the hard stuff. So it's a way of procrastinating, and procrastination is just going to lead to low results. So there was actually something that someone was suggesting about how when people, you get some of these influencers saying, oh, you should not reward yourself with a holiday or something like that. You should reward yourself with a holiday once you've done the hard work. But apparently what happens is that if you see that as something that you have to like do all the work to kind of you're motivated by a reward, then you're actually going to not want to do the work even more. Then you should just find something you enjoy doing because you enjoy doing it, instead of trying to kind of use some kind of other thing to, motivate you. It doesn't work, it doesn't, yeah. A lot of these alpha male gurus and all that, they just talk fucking shit, you know? Like, a lot of them live fake lives as well, they're renting shit, you know what I mean? A lot of them don't even practice what they preach, and a lot of them are just cutting corners and trying to, you know, sell out their viewers and just, sell them these fucking courses that, a lot of the times probably don't even get them the results that they even paid for. And it's just, they can be quite predatory and just, I mean, some people will fall for it because they don't really think too deeply on things. They just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what I mean? They're just sheep, you know? They follow blindly like sheep in a pen or whatever to call it. You know what I mean? Just like blindly, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, Wes Watson or whoever else there is, and they all just seem like carbon copies of each other as well, don't they? They're all the same kind of characters. You've got your Tates, you've got your Watsons. They're all a bunch of like, in my opinion, they're quite shady characters. I mean, you've got Wes Watson. He's been in jail. I mean, it's like, yeah, some people can change, but it's like a lot of times these people, you know, that's who they are. Why would anyone trust them? It's like they just continue to screw people over, and it's like, why would anyone trust what these people have to say? They're just after people's money. They're, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. It is what it is, really. What has happened to the chat anyway? Hang on a sec. Let me just refresh this. All right. We are taking over, says Doc. Oh, it's Lloyd. Lloyd is your surname, like the bank, Lloyd's. Yeah. I guess it was started by somebody with the last name Lloyd, I guess. Lloyd's Bank. I remember it used to be Lloyd's TSB, and then they split, so they got Lloyd's and then TSB. So yeah, I remember when it was both together, Lloyd's TSB. Does anyone remember that? Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I went to jail Oh yeah, like Wes Watson. I went to jail 17 times. I got pegged like 50 times a day. I've been through some real shit. All these people, they don't know what I've been through. They're all complaining and they're just like, they don't know shit. Oh, Lloyd's of London. And they're just going on about, hell hard, whatever, in the gym, sorry, in the jail, whatever, and just, it's just, but to me, it's just all kind of like a lot of these people I think are just grifters and just trying to take advantage of people. Hello, handler. What's this? The name Lloyd originates from Welsh. Yeah, no. Yes, derived from the word Clwyd, is it? Meaning grey or grey-haired, and was a descriptive nickname for someone with mouse-coloured or grey hair, often symbolising wisdom. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Well, you learn something new every day. Yeah, that's, yeah. Fun fact to tell people, I guess, isn't it? Shite life. What's a shite life? Hello, yeah, handler. You okay? What's your name? Yes. What would be the first name of somebody with the surname Lloyd? What is up Scotland? The brave. Braveheart. Are you my real dad? Maybe. I have fucked like hundreds of women, so the chances are that a few of them got pregnant, and then I'm the baby daddy to like a few of them. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe you're one of the wee laddies doing so much jail. What are you saying? This guy is on my fucking lawn, and like he's just this peasant. He's just, I'm trying to film this video. I'm trying to, fucking, like, have you ever seen just these like Wes Watson ranting and just like completely just insane kind of? It's like, what are you talking about? It's just like, how can anyone like that guy? I think most of his viewers are hate viewers or just there to laugh at him and just prey on his downfall, to be honest, because who seriously thinks that he's a good guy? Like, he has to collaborate with fucking Jack Doherty and Island Boys. Those are the only people that are going to like him because they're the same ilk as him, really, aren't they? The type that, like these clout chasers and all these just kind of, I mean, obviously, if you're trying to make it on social media, you're going to, you could say, well, you could be a bit of a clout chaser. It's okay, but like it's when people do extreme things to try and get attention. It's going to backfire on you eventually. Peace, Lord. I'm going to meditate on the present condition of man and the current, what's that? Sorry state of affairs. All the best, and let's hope we all find life partners if it's for us as individuals. Yeah, that's it. It's just, if it's not for us, it's not for us. The important thing is to not put pressure on these things. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. Just leave it up to whatever. Some people believe, whatever universe, whatever it might be. Because the more that you put pressure on things, then the more it's not going to happen. I would say don't go to, like art class or whatever to meet a woman. You should maybe just find some hobbies that you enjoy anyway. And just, if, you just happen to meet a woman, then you meet a woman, But so it ultimately comes down to, if you want to like meet people, do what they call, maybe find a what they call it, self isolating like a hobby or something. Where, like, for example, some people would have hobbies like playing on video games, and you could have that still, but like if you can find a hobby that you can enjoy where it can involve meeting other people, then that's a win-win. Then you get to do something fun and you can meet people while doing it. Hello, Meech. Yeah, it can be a thing if you enjoy football, but it's unlikely that you're gonna meet your life partner while doing that, I guess. What's this? What shall I eat for dinner? Well, that's up to you, isn't it, really? You decide what you want. Yeah, gym can be a good one, but then the problem is that I don't really consider the gym as a social environment. Now, yeah, you could maybe meet people if you can get people to spot you, or maybe you spot them. I don't know. It all comes down to like how, if you want to socialize in those places, but I don't really see it as much of a social place. But if you can be quite social and you can introduce yourselves to people in there, and you take what's like, so you gotta live what you hate. What do you mean? That sounds like what are you saying? Like, although Shiro Jaeger, how can you love what you hate? That's like a contradiction. If you hate it, then you hate it. If you love it, you love it. You know what I mean? How can you? What do you mean you love what you hate? I don't know I don't get what you're saying there. I don't know. I don't know what this meats person's on about. And the Buds Burner, hello, how you doing? Sounding is a good hobby. What do you mean sounding? What's that? Sounding, what you're saying? Is Fernie still there? Thank you for the 24 likes, everybody. If you haven't already liked, please do. If you haven't already subbed, please do. Google it. Okay, really sounding. Let's have a look. But yeah, like I said, if I really wanted to meet somebody, I probably would have, Exactly. Fill time with productivity and charity when we're possible. Concentrate on what truly matters and don't give in to the negative pressures of life. P.S. Seek first his kingdom. Be safe, happy, and well. Thank you. Alfie, hi. I have uncontrolled. Oh, goodness. Here, even though I've got an early start, or really trust me to keep people up, That's, yeah. You know what I mean? But I've been enjoying coming on the streams, and I guess this is kind of my way of meeting people, but it's just, I quite like how I'm in control of it, I guess, because if I really can't stand people, I don't need them to be here, You want to meet someone who and why? I didn't say that I do. I'm talking about somebody who was an introvert who said that he wants to find a girlfriend, but he finds it hard, in this day and age where. So I was just giving him some suggestions on that, like places to meet people and stuff. Talking about, if you have any hobbies that you can, meet people through that. Even if, say, you are like a video gamer or something, you could find a way of maybe meeting people who are into all that. Maybe you go to like a games night where you play like whatever retro games, for example, or I don't know. Bobby Suka says, "Gotta put the effort in, bro." That's if you want it to, If you want to meet somebody, then yeah, you gotta put effort into anything if you want it. But you also don't want to put pressure on yourself as well. You don't need to force things. I think there's a balance in life. You don't want to be too blasé about things, but you also don't want to be too like desperate and too pushy with things and trying to force things to happen, because the more you try that, the more it'll not happen. Like someone was actually kind of like describing it like, for example, like if you have a butterfly and you're chasing after it, it's gonna fly away. But then if you just let go and you just kind of relax, and the butterfly just comes and lands on you or something. It's the same kind of thing with a cat. If you try and chase after a cat, it's gonna run away. But then when you relax and you sit down, and it just happens, So it's about kind of, not stressing out, not putting too much pressure on yourself. You don't need to try too hard to impress other people. You should just be enough just as you are, just your natural self. You don't need to put on any characters. You don't need to, but yeah, things should just like flow naturally, really. But yeah, what I mean is it doesn't just happen sitting about. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want, if you want to meet somebody, but like I say, if I really did, then I wouldn't be just sitting about. So maybe I don't want to. I don't know. Maybe I'm not really bothered. Takeshi says, "Welcome into my live stream." What do you mean? Scotland says, "Hi, you look very familiar. Are you the guy that?" Oh God, here we go again. It's like, that we can have certain priorities in life where we're, a time in our life where we're not really, kind of bothered about looking to meet someone. Because I think I realized that a lot of the reason why I was trying to meet someone was more down to a lack of self-esteem, maybe a lack of just a feeling of that would somehow, maybe that would fill some void, maybe. So what I'm saying is that oftentimes the people want to meet somebody not because of just because they want to meet somebody, but because that would give them a sense of status, or maybe it would boost their ego or whatever else it might be, or maybe it would help the what they call it, because they're insecure and they feel like that it would fill that void. But oftentimes these people probably need some inner work in that case, if you're doing it for that reason. I was talking the other day about a lot of people end up meeting each other not because they're in love with each other, but because they feel the need to have somebody, which is not good. This codependence thing is not good. What's this, Sir Ryan? Yeah, Lancashire. I'm from originally. Yeah, originally Blackburn. What happened to the Blackburn lass? Anyway, she was here like for a few days, and yeah, not seen her for a couple of days. Yeah, because she like recognized my accent and it was like, "Oh, you sound like you're local," and I'm like, "Yeah, I've moved away since, but Lancashire, home of Blackburn Rovers. I'm bloody starving. Let's go to Chippy." Hi, Stanley. How you doing? Guess what? What then? What's that? Yeah, let's go to Chippy. Have a chippy tea. Oh, that does look good, that. It don't half look good, that, does it? What's that? Nothing. Okay. The Bud Burner says most of Blackburn speaks. Well, yeah, there's that. I mean, let's see what it says, right? Because I found it a bit confusing because it said what percentage of Blackburn is Asian. So this is what it says. So, well, it says in Blackburn with Darwin 35.7. Well, that's Blackburn with Darwin. But hang on, let's see. Blackburn, not including Darwin. Let's see what it says for the numbers. It says around 35 to 36%. Is that's the Blackburn with Darwin area? There's less in Darwin, but yeah, I don't know. So it could be somewhat higher than that, but I mean, my street was probably like 90% Asian. Like both sides were Asian. But you're not even from the UK, okay? So like, yeah, it was good because they would next door would give us like free food sometimes. Like give us some rice and stuff. Cockney here in Melbourne. Oh, really? What? You mean what you use Cockney, you mean, or what you're talking about? Or Australians use it? Which parts of UK were Australians from? Hi, Clover. How you doing? Hope you're well. Bobby says, "Good day, mate. Throw a couple of shrimps on the barbie." Yeah, it was Dumb and Dumber, wasn't it? Tom Roberts, hello. I'm randomly joining streams. You in Darwin. My mate Danny's from there, the town that evolution forgot. I literally was just talking about because I'm originally from Blackburn. I did live in Darwin for like a little while. Hello, Captain Crystal. Yeah, I have a mate that lives in Darwin, actually. Yeah. I still go back occasionally, but yeah, I live in York now. But what's this? So let's see. So it says. So I'm wondering, like, because I've noticed that Australians have a bit of a Cockney kind of twang or something. Tom Roberts says, get you. Yeah, yeah, I'm originally from Blackburn, so yeah, it's only a few miles up the road. Like, I can literally walk from Blackburn to Darwin. I've done that quite a lot before. It's literally only about probably like 3-4 miles up the road. But yeah, I remember, like, well, my dad used to live in Darwin up on, like, well, a bit higher up, like, if you know Whitehall. And he said, right, that it's crazy because, like, sometimes the snow would get really bad up there. But then as soon as you go into the town, it's like, it can be, like, totally different. Where he lived was quite high up on, like, yeah, it was, yeah. So he said that on some years it could get up to like a foot of snow up there. There's a lot of hills around there and stuff, so yeah. But then as soon as you get down to the bottom of the hill, it can be like half as bad. Yeah, that's the thing. It's it can totally change. Like literally, the elevation of going up 100, 200 feet, and totally different. It's mad, isn't it, how the weather can change so quickly? But yeah. Yeah, because my uncle used to work in Haslingden and it was really bad one day. And where I was in Blackburn, we hardly had any. But yeah. Yeah, Haslingden, you probably know what that is. Yeah, it's I remember yeah, went up on the like there was these things called panopticons, I think, and they were like there's a few of them around Lancashire. There's the one called Halo at Haslingden, and then there's also a thing called Singing Ringing Tree at Burnley, which is like near, well, it's like Clividge or somewhere around there, near Burnley. And then there's one at near Colne at Wycoller, which is called Atom. So it's like, yeah, it's don't know if you've been to any of that, but they're yeah. If anyone's in that area, it's kind of worth looking at. Just kind of cool little bits of yeah, whatever you call them, projects, I guess. But yeah, Darwin. They call it. Some pronounce it Darwin, like it's Darwin, like Charles Darwin. Some call it Darren. Like I'm from Darren. Like it's like how they would say instead of Harwood, it would be Harrod, and it was like a weird accent. Yeah. Suburbs are extreme. What is that? Are you on about Darwin or something? What we're talking about? Yeah, it's Are you on about the other places? About what suburbs are extreme? Talking about. I'll have to get off soon. I'm on low battery, but yeah. But yeah, UK is just like I don't know. Some people saying the UK is finished. Is that a bit of like a kind of I don't know, like a sensationalist kind of take on things? Because you'll get these videos everywhere saying the UK is finished, but oftentimes they're trying to like use that narrative to kind of for their own kind of agenda. Like you'll see them like where they'll say the UK is finished, and then they'll use that as a way to kind of get enough money from their channel so they can leave the UK and go to somewhere where they can arbitrage and get like a cheaper cost of living. I mean, it's a smart like business idea for some people, I guess. If you could just make a bunch of videos slagging off the UK, and then like you can, yeah, hang on a sec. There's nobody else chatting, so I was wondering if the chat had froze or something. So yeah, people say, "Oh, the UK is finished," like because they're like hoping that they just make enough money so that they can become like a digital nomad and just fuck off and go somewhere else. I mean, to be fair, you know, if you can do it, then whatever. But it's just like it can be a bit sort of deceptive, though. I would say if you're intentionally like misleading or whatever, but you know, but some of them do make some good points, and Britain is kind of, you know, shall we say, it's had better days. Unfortunately, it's, you know what I mean? Like there is a lot to be desired about the UK. Hi, Yasin, how you doing? Yeah, I'm just walking around the room right now. There's nothing much to see in here, but yeah, it's like, you know, what are your thoughts on UK and where it's headed? People say, oh, you know, Britain's just finished, and you know, people will talk about things like all the. I think a lot of it's about the people here, but then you get that a lot of places really. But some are saying that in some of like the Eastern countries, there's still some decorum and some politeness and what have you, and all that. So I don't know if it's Western culture in general that's just become rude and obnoxious, a lot of it, more selfishness, whereas the Eastern countries are more kind of, you know, more patient, more laid back, and just kind of more polite, more generous, all that kind of stuff. A lot of us here in Oz go to Bali on the pension and live like a king. Well, that's the thing. If you can make, you know, £2,000-3,000 a month, you're gonna live like a king in some of these places, you know. Because let's say you could get like a pretty good like apartment for like a few £100 a month with a nice view and some like, you know, good shit going on. Sometimes they'll have like a shared swimming pool in some cases, and maybe it's got a shared gym that there's got a bunch of facilities in it, maybe even a shared sauna, stuff like that, you know. Stuff that in this country you probably end up spending hundreds of pounds a month to get access to that. You know, I think it depends what kind of gym you go to, but you know, I remember like talking with someone that they, you know, some of these gyms, you know, costing loads of money where they have all these facilities and stuff, but you know, some of these things can be a lot cheaper if you just go to a different country and do it. But there are some things that are expensive. I've heard like phone bills are a lot more expensive in these countries, but overall the cost of living is generally a lot cheaper. Like phone contracts, I remember, are quite expensive, and I think if I remember things like potatoes and stuff like that were more expensive in the Philippines. So, but yeah, hello doggy. What's that? Okay, whatever. Go away, trolls. I have online coach Carl. What, you're getting coached or something? What? Well, bro, quick question. Would you rather? Okay, whatever. What's this? Ukosh Planet. How's it going? Hope you're well. Yeah, so does boxing etc. Oh, really? Okay, I thought you meant like life coach or something like that. Well, that's cool. Yeah. So, how's that going for you then? You getting fitter and stuff, and have you learned anything from that? Like, well, actually, my mate, he put a comment saying that he wants me to do a gym session with him again soon. So, I don't know if he's gonna pay me to do that, but he will probably. I'm guessing he'll pay for both of us to go in there, but I don't know if he'll pay me some money to, because I did suggest to him that I would, you know, I could be, well, he could be a client of, you know, maybe I could help him, motivate him to lose some weight and stuff. I don't smoke. What you know about? Oh, here we go again. YouTube coach call from America. All right, okay. So he does boxing and stuff. You're saying? I don't know who that is, but yeah. But it'd be great, you know, if people are looking into losing weight, maybe I can try and help people with that, you know. So let me know if anyone's interested in that, if they're trying to lose weight or trying to put on muscle, because as some of you might tell, I'm very into that kind of stuff. So yeah. So I have some kind of, you know, research that I've done on that, and I feel like I'm ready to kind of share some of that with people. But yeah. But anyway, but I do try and, like, you know, sort of give out free advice and stuff if people are, you know, ask questions and stuff like that. But yeah. Full Jamaica. Okay. Can we just, like, stop with the nonsense in the chat, you know? Like, how old are you guys? Isn't it, like, well past these people's bedtime or something? I don't know. I don't know, maybe they're from a different country, I guess. Probably the Americans or something, I don't know, or some other country that's... Hello, Slim Chris. What's that? Yeah, coming up to 30 likes before I finish. We're on 10 viewers, 28 likes. Yeah, what's this? Hello, Reese. Good to see you again. Fancy seeing you up at this time. I don't know why I'm still on here, but my phone's not quite died yet, but I seem to be staying up later and later. I don't know. I need to stop at some point. I usually stay up late in summertime and stay up later in winter, I think, because when it gets to summer, I have to go to bed earlier because, like, for example, if I was to go to bed really late like now, like, I'd be literally, like, sleep for, like, 2 hours and then get woken up by the fucking sun. You know what I mean? But I'd have to get blackout blinds or something if I'm, yeah, gonna stay up late, because the glare of the sun coming in at that time is, yeah. Comes for diets. Yeah, diet is important. I guess it comes down to, like, the individual, though, because for some people, it might not be the diet. It might be, for example, if someone has a sedentary lifestyle and maybe they need to move more and stuff. So I think it's, you know, it's a nuanced thing, and it depends on the individual, I would say, is what we have to look at, the individual's needs and stuff and what they need to do to improve their situation. Because, you know, they might be, let's say, they might be eating at, you know, a normal amount of calories. Let's say the guy's having, say, 2,500 calories, normal amount of calories, but he's sitting around all day. So he starts getting, you know, chubby, gets fat, and you'd be like, why am I getting so fat? You know, I'm not eating bad food, whatever. But the thing is that they're not really burning it off. So it's a calorie balance thing. It's how much are you eating versus how much you're burning. There's also this thing, people talk about insulin as well. I've heard about how people need to, you know, there is that equation as well about making sure you're not eating too much, like, processed stuff that can spike insulin and then cause problems with being able to actually utilize your energy and stuff. So anyway, Fernie says good night. Yeah, take care. 1,500 calories a day and move more. Yeah. Yeah, that can be a good one. But yeah, walking will burn calories if you do enough, like 10,000 steps a day, I would say. But if someone's short on time, then they might want to do, say, like, you know, maybe they could do, like, say, 10, 20 minutes on, like, the not the ecliptic, the elliptical, like the cross trainer. You could burn probably like hundreds of calories just in a 20-minute session on a elliptical bike, and it's low impact, so you're not really hurting your joints and stuff when you're doing that. It's the beer that makes me so fat it's crazy. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It could be partly the water retention as well. Like, I think if I remember, it causes a lot of, that beer belly isn't all fat, is it? It's, the pot belly. It's yeah, you want to drink more water. In fact, I remember there was a tip where they said drink cold water. I don't know how true this is and how much of a difference it would make. But they say cold water might actually be better than room temperature water for like losing weight, because when you drink cold water, your body has to heat it up. So to heat it up, it has to burn more calories or something. Hello, Silasu says, I've always thought why all creative outputs ultimately based on existing knowledge. I want to know your take. So what you're saying, that like there's no creative thing that's based on what I don't know what you're trying to say about that. Like, you're talking creative outputs. You're talking about like artistic pursuits and things like that. But I don't know if I really agree with what you're saying, because there's people that make stuff on like speculative things sometimes and like more abstract concepts. So I don't know what you mean. Some people make creative things based on abstract things. Like, you've got abstract art, you've got music that uses abstract stuff that is sometimes it's based on some kind of idea that's not considered as knowledge or whatever. But I don't know. So I don't know what you're saying there really. Maybe you can explain a bit better what you mean by that, because I'm just assuming that's what you were meaning. But yeah, anyway, we've got 1% battery, so I'm gonna have to get going, guys. It's been a really good live. I've enjoyed it. So yeah, so I'll see you all tomorrow. So take care, everybody. Good night and peace out. Bye for now.